I guess I can take my headset off. This is what I tried to talk to you on yesterday, and it wasn't working, Victoria.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, I was trying to tuck on my headset, and it usually works, but its battery was going dead, and so.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I started recording and I forgot. Okay, so hi everybody. We've kind of started, and I'm Sheila, and we've got Victoria and Beth with us, and hopefully some of the other team will join us. We're in week 2 of our wonderful New Year, New You challenge. And so Beth is going to start by telling us a little about her and who she is. And
Okay.
All right.
I'm Beth, and I'm 60 years old. I'm a grandma of 11, soon to be 12, and I love being able to spend some time taking care of myself, and I'm a much better person if I give myself a little bit of attention, and having this challenge personally helps me focus on some things that sometimes I don't focus on, and that is, my eating, drinking, enough water. My big news this week is I've been doing a lot of reading, and when you get to be my age, you need about 200 to 300 less calories, and that was a big hello to me. So I'm revamping a lot of my diet plans, and I'm feeling good about it.
Good. Now tell me where you read that.
I'm reading a book called Vegan for Her. It's I do follow a vegan diet. It's been a couple of years now, and I'm really concerned that I get the proper nutrition, because it's not traditional for our country to have that kind of a diet. So I've been doing a lot of studying about it, and so I'm making sure I get the right, I'm eating the right things to make sure I have what's required of me to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. Well, good. Home line ring.
I see somebody's really nice kitchen.
Yeah,
Hey.
It's Amy.
Amy's. Hi, Amy.
She goes in and out. It's lovely. She's a busy girl.
Can you hear us, Amy?
Now I do.
Okay.
It takes a while for the sound to kick on for some reason.
All right. So Beth just introduced herself, and I was fascinated by this, and it's something I knew, but I hadn't seen it in the readings. So that's what I wanted to make sure that I hadn't missed that in the challenge readings. But as I help people figure out about how many calories they burn a day based on their age is the first thing we look at, and their activity level, and their weight. Those 3 things are the things we look into as I do a little calculation and try to figure out about how many calories per day they burn. And age is a factor. As we age, our body consumes less calories. Yeah. So if we keep eating the way we did 20 years ago, we'll have gained 20 pounds. So we have to change it.
True.
Sad but true. Okay. So Victoria, tell us about you. And we hadn't really done this introduction yet to find out about who you are, and tell us about.
So I've got a little boy who just turned 4 a couple of weeks ago, and then my 6.5-year-old, also a little boy, and we're now on day 6 at home because of the snow and whatever.
What state do you live in?
We're in Virginia, Northern Virginia, outside DC.
So
and
I see those pictures on the news, I think about you. Oh.
Well, we just don't handle snow well. I mean, we've had times where we've had far less snow than this, and they end up closing school for a week. So we know we're going to be closed now officially through Friday, and hopefully Monday morning we'll start back right away. But this puts us more than halfway through all our assigned snow days, which scares me, because then they start, docking days from the summer, and it throws everybody, it just makes things more stressful. And my husband works at a hospital, and so because he was on shift, he was staying at a hotel because he couldn't be driving back and forth. So then I had a deadline on Monday. So me, the 2 kids, work, no husband, And it was like I ended up having to take a mental health day yesterday from work once my deadline was done. I just
Good
can't.
for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
And do you actually call it a mental health day as you say it at work, or you're just saying that to us?
I told some folks at work, I was like, I just have to take a mental health day. I mean, they call it PTO, paid time off at my work. I don't know what other places call it, but
they call it sick day. So I like the mental health day, so you won't have a sick day. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, we don't even get sick days. Like all your days off are just like one lump, and you can use it if you're sick or vacation or whatever.
Perfect, because people used to call in and have sick days even though they weren't sick, and then they felt so deceitful. So this is good. You can have personal time off, and you can choose what for. I think
Exactly.
it's great. I think it's great.
So
maybe the rest of the world's really come along with that, and I'm just out of the loop.
I don't know. That's just how my work does it. I don't know.
That's good.
So
all right, Amy, tell us about you. Besides that, you signed up for a 50 miler this week. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This gal. Wow.
So I've written a lot. I'm a data analyst at a university. I work from home and I have a dog. I don't know. I live in Ogden. Woo.
And she works with the youth in her church. Do you?
I just got released.
Oh, okay. You're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, that just happened. So I'm kind of sad.
Oh, that would.
Guys.
What do you do with your Tuesday nights, huh?
I don't know. It was cute. The girls are like, well, let's go hiking and running sometime. So they still want to hang out with me. So I was like, all right.
For the congregation, the area that she lived in, it's how many girls and what ages was it?
It's 12 to 18, and there's about 20 of them.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
So you not only taught them a spiritual lesson on Sunday, but you'd do activities during the week.
Yeah, we do a lot of activities. Yeah.
That took a lot of your time.
Yes, I know. I'm still in that mode of, is there something I should be doing? Am I supposed to be getting ready for something?
So therefore, sign up for a 50 miler. You're
might
getting
as well do a
more
50.
time. May as well. You have time to run.
What else am I gonna do?
Yeah. And my name is Sheila Favero. I'm a full-time college student, and I'm not a full-time mom anymore. Well, I guess I'll always be a full-time mom, but I'm an empty nester. My youngest child left in December, and he'll be gone for 2 years, and he'll be living in Africa and teaching there. So,
what country is he in?
He'll be in Cameroon and Gabon and Republic of Congo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's actually been in learning the language. They're speaking French. And so he actually flies out to the country next Tuesday night. So he doesn't actually leave till Tuesday, but he's been away from home while he's learning the language. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing, and enjoying more time to read books and lots of books to read. One of my interesting classes is called The Beat Goes On. It's an honors class, and we're reading On the Road by Jack Kerouac, and so I'm getting back into the 1950s groove. Yeah, I'm going to be a hippie by the time we're done with the...
He's one of my favorite authors. You're going to enjoy it. Yeah. The Brothers K, I think, is the one that I love. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, that's good. We'll have it be a book discussion group, huh?
Okay.
All right. So I'm getting educated. So I'm having a lot of fun going back to, because I was born in the 50s, and so to go back and understand what was really happening as I grew up and understand all the cultural things going on around me that I wasn't aware of as a kid. So kind of interesting.
And so what's your degree in?
It's a Bachelor of Integrated Studies. So I actually get 3 minors: communication and family studies, and then honors is my 3rd area. So
nice. Well, I would love, at some point, I'd love to you'd tell me a little bit about what Kerouac is saying, because I tried to read one of his books a million years ago, and I was like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
So our teacher actually gave us a bookmark that kind of gives us here's who the people are he's really talking about. So we can use our bookmark as a filter to be able to understand who are these people that were in his real life that he's writing about in his book. So that's
cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. So one of the things I have to do, and I'll have you guys help me with it, is I have to watch for sightings of 50s and 60s kind of things like I don't know. So if there's something that just happened, like somebody just died or somebody just had an anniversary, I think it's who did they talk about? Anyway, then I have to just kind of be aware, this person that was important in the 50s and 60s, this is what they're doing now. So
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, yep, we talked about that.
And my granddaughter likes bell-bottom pants. She calls them bell ends.
Bell ends.
Yeah, I want some of those bell end pants.
That's good. That's good. So that's the kind of thing I would do is I have a journal I have to keep for beat sightings for when I see. So if I see a little girl in bell bottoms, then I would take a picture of that and put that in my little scrapbook journal thing and say, see the influence. It started back then, but here's my grandkids wearing the bell bottoms. Yep.
True.
Exactly. Okay, well, our habit of health this week, I'll be sending the newsletter out probably tomorrow morning, is about, we're going to focus on why we have 6 small meals a day and how that affects our health. And so, Beth, you've done some of these challenges with this before. Tell me, has that been easy for you to have 6 small meals a day, and how has that affected your hunger and your metabolism? What have you noticed?
It takes a lot of planning, especially now that I'm going to be shoring it up a little with the calorie, kind of like change my portions a bit. But as far as being hungry, it's when you have 6 meals a day, when it's time to have another meal, you kind of feel like, do I really have to eat now? Yeah. And that's kind of a nice feeling instead of being starving and, counting down until it's time for food.
Yeah. So you found you're less hungry when you eat more often, even though they're smaller meals.
True.
Yeah. The studies show that if you go more than 4 hours, then your hunger really kicks in and you're more likely to grab the unhealthy something because then you're grabbing for a quick carb to give your body that sugar it's calling for. So by eating more often, those every 3 hours, you're less likely to have those cravings, which is just a wonderful thing. So good. Okay, so you've done a few of these challenges too, Victoria. How have you done with your eating every 3 hours? Has it been easy for you or?
So I haven't really done like every 3 hours until today was actually my first day because I just ordered the MetaFast stuff. So I was like, okay, well, let's see what this is like to have a small thing every couple of hours. And it was interesting to first of all, really paying attention to my body, but then it was almost as if like an alarm would go off after about 2 or 3 hours. It was like I could feel the sensation of, oh, it's time to eat now. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've ever really keyed into that before. And so that was an interesting realization for me. And I just had that today. So it'll be interesting to see how this progresses. I mean, it would be great if at some point I turn into like, oh, do I have to eat again? I would love that. But right now it was like my body was very much like, okay, it is time to eat a little something. And then I would have, 100 or 200 calories, and try to balance it out in terms of the nutrients, in terms of calcium, or in terms of protein and fat and little carbs and stuff like that.
So Beth, what is one of the ways you've been able, because I think maybe you've done this a little longer than Victoria, how do you remind yourself it's time to eat? Do you have some system that you come up with? Or?
Well, when I'm at work, it's easy because we do our breaks and stuff, and I watch. We have to pay attention to the clock. At home, I have to say I start to feel it. Mm-hmm. And like Victoria had this little feeling like you probably ought to go get something to eat, but then I think, well, didn't I just eat? I kind of argue with it a little. Right. But then I think setting that. I mean, we have all these devices we carry around. We can certainly set alarms.
Right. And I actually have to because I have adult ADD, and one of the things of that is that you get hyper focused. It's not that you can't pay attention, that you hyper focus. So I can get involved in a project on the computer or school or making client calls or whatever, and time just goes completely by. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, my stomach's growling. So I have to set an alarm or else I forget to eat. I do when I'm hyper focused. But when I'm on a schedule, like at school, I know, okay, my schedule is I eat at 8, 10, 12, 2:30, 5:30, 8:30. That's what works for me. And so at my 10 o'clock, I know when I have that break between classes, I'm going to have a bar, or I'm going to have a shake, I'm going to have something. But when I'm home, I sometimes forget. So like you said, we all have these things we carry around that can easily set up timers for us.
Right. And the prep part is important. Like you lay out your food for the day, and then that helps too. And then if you have to run somewhere, you grab the things that you're going to be eating while you're gone. And then it's not a challenge like, oh, dang, it's time to eat and I'm not ready. Well, I'll just, and then you don't have to change. You can stay on your plan.
Yeah, that 5 or 10 minutes of planning is so worth it. That, like you said, the prep and knowing ahead what you're going to do, because then you don't. And we've probably all been in situations that we end up being out longer than we thought we were going to. So if we have a little sack of almonds in our purse, then we can have 10 almonds as a quick snack, or string cheeses. Or I like my MetaFast meals. I always have an extra bar and shake in my car and in my purse, because I end up longer than I think I'm going to be sometimes. So I'm always glad to have those quick, easy meals. Okay, so what would you like to accomplish this week? Any certain goal that you want us to hold you accountable for? First of all, do you want to report about last week, Victoria? It was something to do with exercise, I think, and yours too, Beth. What was the goal you set last week? Oh, Victoria, you weren't with us. It was Lynn. Okay, so Beth.
Well, I didn't have a goal. I had a kind of rough week last week.
You were going to come up with a plan. That's right.
Yeah, and I actually sent you a little email, through the thing to say that I was, and as I'd been doing some reading, I thought, okay, what I get to do is replan my meal plan, caloric wise, and so that's a thing I'm doing, and that's it. By the way, I can attest to Sheila carrying something in her purse. There's been times when we were traveling together and she shared with me when I was starving.
Yeah.
She just pulls it out with like Mary Poppins magic bag,
It works. Yes,
yeah.
I always learned to have one for me and one for someone sitting next to me.
Yeah, it worked for me.
Okay, good. All right. So now that your plan's in place, Beth, what would you like to think about this week?
Well, this week I'll be measuring my food. And before, I've done that in the past, and now I'm to a new measurement. So that's what I'm doing now, is measuring the food and measuring my portions, so I don't have to do it. I find if I do it for 2 weeks, then pretty much everything I eat has already been measured once, and it's easy to know.
Right.
So that's my big 2-week push right now, is to measure that food.
Hi, Wally.
Hi.
That's one of my favorite guys right there.
Yeah.
He's a pilot, and he took my husband flying up over. It's fun. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So 2 weeks is a good, I like how you did that instead of saying I'm going to measure food the rest of my life, and it seems like a prison sentence to say.
Yeah, it is.
And it will be a tool that I can use for a long time if I just, and so then it won't seem like forever. So I really like that you had it be a short-term goal that didn't seem like forever. So that's really good. That's a perfect goal, because it's, goals, we want them to be measurable. So
True.
Your measurable goal is to measure. So that's good. That's good. All right. So how about you, Victoria? What would you like to be focusing on this week?
So I have a year-long exercise goal of I'm trying to run 1,000 miles this year. And so it comes to, and I don't know if I mean, this is a goal. I don't know if I can do this.
Maybe. Do you love her goal? Did you hear that? Yeah.
I was like, what?
It perked her ears right up.
Well, I don't run close to the distances that you run, but
But by doing 3 miles a day, you'll get 1,000 in, right? Average.
Yeah, and with my schedule, I can't. They're making me go to the office twice a week now. The nerve, cutting into my personal life like that twice a week. So I have to schedule it more carefully, and but I think it comes like if I can do 20 miles a week, I'll get there. And just like I have realized that I have to be strategic about which days I run on and which days I do long runs and fast runs and stuff like that. Because I've realized if I am off, then it sets everything up, like it sort of spirals into badness.
Right.
So
Failure.
I'm learning as I'm going about how to be more structured about it and stuff like that. So
when it's snowy like that, do you have a gym or a treadmill, or where do you get your running in?
Well, I got a lot of shoveling in. I don't know if I count that, but our gym does have a little track in it. So there have been times where I just will do that. And there are fun apps which will tell you, oh, run faster, run slower, and kind of mix it up a little bit when you're running on the dinky little indoor track. It's not fantastic, but to me that's better than the treadmill. I don't know, when I'm on a treadmill, I hurt myself. My knees and stuff always hurt after the treadmill, so I try not to. So
how many times around the track for a mile?
1 million. No, but seriously, it's a dinky little track. It's 16 laps for a mile.
How many?
It's painful. 16.
So how do you keep track of counting them all?
So right now I have a fantastic watch that keeps track for me.
Tells you.
Yeah, and then other times I'll just run based on time. I'll just run for 30 minutes and I don't really know how far it is. And then there are apps you can do that will you just click your phone every time you take a lap and it'll keep track for you.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Okay, that's good. So I like your goal is a measurable one too. It's a longer range goal, but I like that you've broken it down to a smaller chunk that I can do this many miles a week. Then you can measure that and you can accomplish it. And so I like that idea of saying I'm going to try to get 20 a week. And the goal is I'll try to end up with 1,000 by the end of the year. But if something happens, I'll still get my 20 a week. So yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, and it's just because 1 week goes badly or, whatever, it snows all week long and whatever, it's well, I still have next week. So kind of just start fresh every week and we'll see where it ends up at the end of the year.
Well, good. Good. Okay, Amy, I know you're working on your 50 miler. So what's going to be your plan toward that? Or do you have another area besides physical you're working on?
Well, I've got my miles planned out, all the training and stuff. So that's one of the things I'm working on this week is actually it's my rest week. So I'm not doing anything.
Right.
But I just want to go out and go full speed all week. But I know that I need to actually listen to my body. My body's been yeah, you're tired, and actually it's been hard. I hated going out into the cold this week, and it hasn't bothered me all winter. But this week I'm just I just keep going out. So I'm actually headed to the gym in a little bit, but I think I'm just getting tired, and so I need to listen to that, and I'm just cutting it back by about 30%. Which, it's quite a bit. But I also, with that, need to remember to take the calories back 30% and focus on protein building and stuff. So some of it is the nutrition as well, which, even though you run lots and lots of miles, you still have to think, nutrition matters. It's me and friends have agreed, we can cram more food in our mouths in 10 minutes than we can run 3 hours. So
True.
It can be done.
It's unfair, but true.
Yeah. And when you're doing the long miles, I can have some extra treats and stuff, but the like macro, well, not the micronutrients matter. So making sure I'm getting the quality calories in with some of the fun calories is important because to, not get injured or whatever. So, but I'm pretty fine-tuned to that. I did better on my sleep. I've been turning the electronics off and pushing them like away from the bed. And I'm doing better on my water.
Stand up.
Yeah. So, oh, it's so cute.
Oh yeah.
Hello, baby.
Hey, hi.
Well, I've got to find. Here's my goal.
Oh.
I made myself a little sheet today of 50 pounds less body baggage to when I go to Europe.
Oh,
There's my
cool.
little chart, and then I say, I can do this. I choose to succeed. And so far in the last few days, I'm down 2.5 pounds. So I got to color my little chart on that part.
Cool.
I just put it right there where I remind myself.
Good visual.
I should put it on the fridge. I think I may. Okay. Or on the snack cupboard. So once I've done this before. I've stuck with it and lost 50 pounds. I can do it again. So.
Gosh.
Yep.
So
All right.
where are you going?
I get to go to Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Austria, and France.
Wow.
I'm going to go sing.
You're going to go sing.
Sing in Europe, yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Beth used to go with us, but
Yep. I'm too old.
It'll be my last tour. They give you the boot when you're 60, so.
They do?
I'm 58, so I have a couple more years, but.
Well, that's rude.
Yes. It's rude.
For the young ones. Anyway, so I'm glad we've all got some goals. So my goal this week, I'm planning to get down 10 pounds a month, and I'm already down 2.5 pounds, so I'm going to be good. So by the challenge, I hope to be down about 15 in 6 weeks. So we do. All right. So have a happy, wonderful week, everybody, and I'll be excited to talk to you next week. And if anybody, either on the thing live or listening, I would like to be able to do some one-on-one consultations with people just to kind of go over your plans. And I'm going to be making those calls in the next few days. So expect a call from me.
Okay.
All right, everybody, have a great week.
Cool. Take care.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Nice to see your face, Victoria.
Nice to see you too. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye, Amy.